Let's take you to the Punjab province in India tonight, where we're joined via Skype by political analyst and journalist Sagarneel Sinha. Sagarneel, good evening and thank you for joining us on The Globe.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
What are the latest results?
Ma'am, the latest results say the BJP-led NDA alliance is leading on 350 seats.
And it's been a very, very huge and long election. Do we know if all the voting went smoothly?
Ma'am, yes, voting was almost smoothly, but except the province of West Bengal.
What
West Bengal, where heavy violence was
and
witnessed, and especially clashes between the BJP and the regional party named Trinamool Congress.
how was that violence curbed? Did they manage to curb the violence and were people able to vote?
Yes, at last, people did able to vote because central forces were there. But again, the political rivalry was too much intense. And West Bengal, the province, has been known for political violence for long years.
Prime Minister Modi is in the lead. What's giving him the lead?
Ma'am, one of the most important thing is his welfare scheme. Mr. Modi has been successful in providing around three, um, he 700 million bank account for people who never had them, and around 60 million toilets being built around the country for the poor people, and also the scheme called the Ayushman Bharat, which provides around 500 million people for health under health insurance of around 1,000 US dollar. Sorry, 5,000 US dollar.
Now, Sajanil, the opposition, are they organized or disorganized?
Actually, the opposition was not at all organized. The opposition, especially led by the main opposition party, Indian National Congress, actually it failed to lead the opposition parties. There was no national narrative across the country. And one of the most disappointing points is that the Indian National Congress even fought with its probable allies, like in Kerala, where it fought with the Communist Party of India, Marxist, and in Uttar Pradesh, the state with most number of Lok Sabha seats, with 80 number, it fought against the two probable allies with Bahujan Samaj Party and the Samajwadi Party, the two center-left parties.
Now, job
And
creation.
in West Bengal, to fought against the CPM, the Communist Party, and the Trinamool Congress.
Job creation is a big challenge. Unemployment remains one of the biggest challenges faced by India. What are the other main issues that this administration should focus on?
One of the other main issues is the agrarian crisis. There have been farmer suicides, and the failure of the Modi government is that the government has failed to stop the suicides. Yes, suicides have been committed before the power of before the tenure of Modi government too. But Modi government, the Modi, he came to power promising to end farmer suicides, but he failed on that. And the other most important issue is the Kashmir issue, where separatism has been growing.
It's
So it's and especially after with relations with Pakistan soaring. So it's a very, so it's now uh, it is to be seen what he'll be doing. But yes, Kashmir is where the Modi government failed.
Is Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Hindu nationalism agenda not dividing the country?
There have been many reporting over this issue, especially by the foreign media. But if you look at the issue, Indians are actually divided on the liberals and the intellectuals. They're saying that yes, Modi government has been attacking the soul of India. But on the other hand, if you ask the common voter, especially the majority Hindu voter, they disagree with it. They say that actually we have been pushed behind the bird, especially during the 55-year rules of the Congress party. But yes, I won't deny that one of the main problem of the Modi government was somehow it has alienated the Muslims from the mainstream. But actually, as the way foreign media say, actually is not that correct, because this is the gap has been widened actually because of the so-called secular politics of the secular parties like the Congress. Because in the name of secularism, actually they have cited the economic benefit of the Muslims. Neither they did good with the majority Hindu voters. Actually, the perception was developed much before the tenure of Modi government.
Now, on foreign relations, Prime Minister Modi has been credited with strengthening India's foreign policy, and he often takes credit for isolating Pakistan on the world stage. Now, this was one of his campaigns with regards to diffusing tensions with Pakistan, and was this one of those pushes or promises that got him re-elected into power?
Yes, this is one of the most important issues, because in India, nationalism is a very important issue. So it has been successful to strike with the common minds of the people, and even Modi himself has been banked. Uh, Even Modi himself had banked on Indian nationalism, especially with saying in Hindi like "Ghar mein ghus ke mara," which means we had entered Pakistan and we killed the terror. And that's one of the biggest issue which actually boosted the image of Modi, that as a strong prime minister. And if you look at the Indian voters, they have always have an anti mindset towards Pakistan because of its policies supporting the terrorists, which have been attacking India in Kashmir and also in other parts of India. Especially, I think you remember the 2008 Mumbai attacks. But the then Congress government failed to give us stern reply to Pakistan. But this time Modi did, when 40 security forces in the Kashmir Valley of India were targeted by terror. This has obviously boosted his image as a strong prime minister.
Sagarneel, thank you so much for joining us. We'll leave it there for now. That was political analyst and journalist Sagarneel Sinha speaking to us from Punjab province in India this evening.